Good day, folks. Thank you for joining us here at Your Health. On today's program, we want to talk about the wondrous substance curcumin. Curcumin is extracted from the spice turmeric. It's a bright yellow pigment, and it has remarkable health-promoting properties that you need to know about and take advantage of. That's our program for today, but first let's go to our news. Let's see what's happening in the health world. Banning mobile phones may lead to improved test scores of high school students. Researchers from Louisiana State University evaluated cell phone use and test scores both before and after cell phone policies were put into place at 91 United Kingdom schools. They found when cell phones were restricted in schools, test scores increased significantly. The improvement in scores equaled the effect of 1 hour extra class time a week or 5 extra days of school per academic year. The study was reported by Science Daily. Related research from the American Academy of Pediatrics sought to determine if the distraction of cell phone use by caregivers could place playing children at risk of injury. Researchers observed 50 caregiver-child pairs at 7 urban playgrounds. They found caregiver cell phone use distracted the caregiver for 30% of the time the children played. They also found the observed children were more likely to engage in risky play behavior when their caregivers were using a cell phone. Last year, over 200,000 children were treated in emergency rooms for playground-related injuries. Well, folks, cell phones overall have improved our lives, and for those of us who knew life before cell phones, I don't think they've created any major problems. However, I can't say that about our younger generations. The ability to communicate with virtually anyone in the world at an instant can be hugely distracting, so much so that it is affecting the grades of high school kids and the safety of children playing at playgrounds. Cell phones have so permeated the lives of young people that another study from Baylor University, this college, they found college-age students spend between 8 to 10 hours a day using their cell phone. Now, obviously, this trend is going to affect academic performance and eventually job performance. This behavior borders on cell phone addiction. Researchers report they frequently observed students who became agitated, hostile, and even depressed when their cell phones were removed from sight. A wise man once told me that material objects, even useful things like cell phones, do not make us happy. It is our relationships and our faith that makes life worthwhile. I am concerned that many of our youth will depend on cell phones for contentedness, and that dependency will certainly end in despair. Metabolic syndrome, or the prelude to adult-onset diabetes, now affects nearly 35% of the American population. Metabolic syndrome features weight gain, elevated blood pressure, and elevated blood glucose and cholesterol levels. It is the earliest sign of impending adult-onset diabetes. The study also found over 50% of all Americans 60 and up have metabolic syndrome. There is good news, however, as researchers found the increasing rate of metabolic syndrome has stabilized over the past 5 years. Currently in the U.S., there are some 100 million people with metabolic syndrome and 38 million with diabetes. Folks, metabolic syndrome leads to diabetes, and diabetes leads to suffering and early death. There is no mystery as to why we have so much obesity and the diabetes it creates. America eats a terrible diet with far too much sugar and starch from mostly refined and processed foods. We have been falsely told to eat a low meat and fat diet. This leaves us chronically hungry, so we fill up on sugars and starches, and weight gain is sure to follow. If the layperson fully understood the suffering diabetes causes, I think they would find following a healthy diet much easier. One of the first steps to improving your diet is understanding what we should be eating. The Mediterranean style of eating is the only type of diet that has been proven to reduce weight and disease risk. The Mediterranean style of eating includes modest servings of lean meats, fish and poultry, fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, along with whole grains and olive oil. It is a simple and basic diet that requires your participation in its preparation. The next step is setting firm meal times complete with breakfast without going long periods of time without eating. In other words, skipping meals, especially breakfast, leads to abdominal weight gain, the worst kind, and metabolic syndrome. Recently, a new study from the University of Missouri found consuming high-protein foods for snacks helps to control appetite and weight gain. High-protein snacks include cheese, meats, nuts, and seeds. There is a false notion that thin people don't eat much or very often, and this is absolutely false. Eating frequently leads to thinness. However, you have to choose the right foods for success. Stick with the plan, as slow but sure weight loss is the best way to lose. Well, today on Your Health, we'll discuss the health benefits of curcumin from the spice turmeric. Stay tuned to learn more.
May savings time is here again with our annual cancer-free celebration.
Cindy and I would like to thank you for your continued support of our efforts here at Your Health Television and at BioInnovations.
We understand you must be very careful with your budget, so we're offering you the best prices of the year on many of your favorite supplements for the entire month of May. And shipping is free on all orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
Perhaps you've heard about many of these supplements and wondered if they'd help you. Now's a great time to give them a try.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients and Noni Natural Skincare are up to 50% off. Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still half price by the case. And many other products you've grown to trust are up to 30% off.
May is a great time to stock up on your favorites.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. I'm Cindy Becker for Your Health at a Glance. We all have said, I need to get some exercise, but how many of us put on our walking shoes and go? Learning a little more about the health benefits of exercise may help you get motivated to lace up those walking shoes. Exercise helps to control our appetite and weight. It maintains strong muscles. It promotes the release of endorphins that counter depression while helping us feel good about our lives. Exercise helps to lower blood glucose, promotes a strong circulatory system, and controls cholesterol. Exercise even helps us get a good night's sleep. Recent research finds dog owners who regularly walk their pet are 34% more likely to achieve fitness goals. You can get all of these health benefits by walking 30 minutes 4 times a week, just 30 minutes a day. Start today, and you'll start to get all those benefits. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Cindy Becker.
Can you lower your risk of disease? The answer is yes. One way is by including fruit in your diet. Fruit contains valuable nutrients that can reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, and even some cancers.
We've searched the world and found 4 fruits we believe are among the best. Noni from Polynesia, acai from the Amazon, and 2 new ones, goji and mangosteen.
These 4 juices each have amazing properties that make them great additions to your nutritional plan. If you're a diabetic or have chronic pain, these juices will help you feel better and have more energy. Plus, they help with digestion.
Now you can experience the health-promoting benefits of all 4 in one convenient package we call the Fruits of the World 4-pack. And remember, it's 50% off by the case. Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128. Welcome back, everyone. It's such a blessing to be with you today, and I hope everything is wonderful in your corner of the world. Well, today's show is going to be quite interesting. We're going to get to talk about one of nature's most important bioflavonoids. This one is fabulous. It's curcumin. You might think, what is curcumin? You know, that comes from that amazing spice turmeric, which makes your mustard so vibrantly yellow. So Richard, curcumin is just one of the many bioflavonoids out there and one of the many parts of turmeric. There's so many health benefits to these plants that nature has. It's just amazing.
It truly is. And thank goodness for our scientists to show these benefits so that we can take advantage of them. Turmeric is a member of the ginger family of plants, and turmeric is made from this plant, and you dry the tuberous rhizome, the root part, and it's ground into a powder, and that yellow pigment spice is used to make mustard. It's a coloring agent for butter and cheese. It's used as a spice and a flavor enhancer in foods, and of course as a medicinal food. It is a major component of the spice curry. Now, many of you Americans do not like the spice curry. And you say, well, I don't really like that, so I don't think I'll use that as a spice. Let me assure you that turmeric is a very bland spice. It doesn't have much flavor. It's mostly added in Indian food as a medicinal agent. And so you can add it to your foods and you won't have a curry taste. Of course, you can use the curry if you like it. We like it. We use it on vegetables and all sorts of foods. But I encourage you to also add turmeric to your diet. Use it as a spice. It's a very bland, and don't you think it's not real spicy?
No,
it's easy to enjoy. It's not a problem at all. So we want to supplement the curcumin, the pigment extracted out of turmeric, and we want to use the turmeric spice on our foods as well. In India, where turmeric use is common, colon cancer and Alzheimer's disease rates are about a fourth of what we have here in America. If that doesn't get your attention, folks, I don't know how to get it, because that is a dramatic thing. Now, there are other reasons for this besides just the use of turmeric in India, but it is a major part of the reason why colon cancer and Alzheimer's disease rates in India are very low. If we were to review all the science available on curcumin, we would find it has anti-cancer properties. It's a powerful antioxidant. It helps to ease the pain of arthritis. It has anti-Alzheimer's disease activity. It has anti-heart disease, ischemia, angina activity. It's a strong anti-inflammatory. It protects the liver. It's a really good antiseptic fighting viruses, bacteria, and fungi. It even has anti-malaria properties. Anti-malaria. It is anti-hardening of the arteries properties. It helps to normalize hormone function, it's acting as a phytoestrogen, and it is a powerful detoxicant as it can chelate heavy metals and environmental pollutants. So there are many reasons to include it in our supplement plan. It is probably best known as an antioxidant. The science on curcumin is extensive, and it is increasing by leaps and bounds. Curcumin is a powerful health-promoting agent with benefits for all parts of the body. Its benefits includes its antioxidant potential and much more. Just in the last 18 months, we've had a 20% increase in scientific literature on curcumin. We're in the thousands now. We have almost 9,000 studies at PubMed, 78, 80 different double-blind, placebo-controlled. In the worldwide literature, over 125,000 research articles. And of course, no one person can really keep up on all that and have other interests in life. So, it takes quite an effort to keep up on curcumin research, but I'm doing my best to do that for you. So if we were to summarize the benefits of curcumin, that's what we'll do next. First is the antioxidant potential. It's a potent antioxidant via three basic arms and variations of these three. First, it regulates our DNA so that our native antioxidant systems work more effectively. These are the most powerful antioxidant systems we have. And taking antioxidants, we do that in case our native systems fail. It's nice to know we have an agent that not only acts as an antioxidant, but also turns on your native antioxidant systems, the primary ones that work to protect you in the first place. And curcumin does that. It is also a molecular antioxidant, and even though it's fat soluble, it acts as an antioxidant in water-based tissues like our blood. So it can go both ways, into fat and to water-based. It has ketoenol forms. I'm speaking to the chemists who enjoy this type of thing for a moment. It is a Michaels reaction acceptor, and this is a fascinating study. Chemists, when you look at that curcumin molecule, which I implore you to do, you will see the potential of that molecule. You'll see, yes, that's highly biologically active, not in a toxic way, but in a natural, soothing way. And it's just a fascinating molecule. Take a look at it and you'll see what I mean. Also, curcumin acts as an antioxidant by targeting the thioredoxin system. This is a fundamental protein-based redox-dependent system that's necessary for life. It maintains reduced disulfide bonds, and if it were to be knocked out of our system, the embryo, at the embryo stage, life form would die at the 4-cell stage. Life cannot be supported without the thioredoxin system, and curcumin augments this system. It helps it along. It improves its performance. So the thioredoxin system, disulfide bonds, which is very important in our bodies. It also, we were talking about our native antioxidant systems, superoxide dismutase, glutathione. It makes these systems more effective through DNA influence, and that is profound. This leads to dramatic systemic effects, powerful anti-aging effects due to its antioxidant properties. Now, Next area of benefit, let's talk about cancer. Let's get right to the point. The big one that so many people need help with. You know, folks, in 1900, it was estimated that 3% of the American population, 3 to 5% of the American population died from cancer. Today, it's almost 25%. And there are reasons for this. And interestingly, curcumin counters the reasons for our increasing risk of cancer. Let's go through some of these things. First, curcumin inhibits cancer growth by at least 20 different mechanisms. That number is growing with 20 different ways. Curcumin prevents cancer by promoting DNA repair, stimulating cell signaling, how cells compensate for toxic environments, modulating cell cycles, and via epigenetics, how the coating around the gene influences the function of the gene. It has an epigenetic turn on and turn off, turning on the genes of wellness, turning off the genes of disease. This is what we're trying to do, and curcumin does this. This is one of the basic reasons how curcumin helps to prevent cancer. Curcumin inhibits cancer development at all 6 stages of growth. This is transformation, normal cell to bad cell. It helps to inhibit there. The initiation of cancer in the cell, it inhibits there. Promotion of cancer cells, we're getting more and more of these cancer cells. Next, the cancer cells want to invade, it inhibits there as well. Next, as the tumor gets big, it needs more blood vessels, it needs more blood supply. Curcumin inhibits angiogenesis, that's the blood cell supply, and it also inhibits metastasis. Curcumin inhibits cancer by all 6 of these different ways. Isn't that amazing? Now, each one of these 6 ways is gentle and mild. Chemotherapy hits it really hard, and that causes side effects. Curcumin is gentle and mild, but when you add all 6 of these ways, it becomes a very powerful anti-cancer agent without side effects. That is the true remarkable thing about curcumin, is how it can help with the cancer patient without making you sick, and yet it's still effective. That is truly a godsend. Multiple studies shows curcumin improves response to many traditional cancer therapies like chemotherapy and radiation. It reduces the side effects of chemo and radiation. The curcumin science is our best single argument for the use of antioxidants in cancer therapy today. I want to remind you of the study, the review recently. They looked at 499 different scientific investigations into antioxidant use during cancer therapy. All of them showed benefit, none of them showed harm. The notion that antioxidants should not be used in cancer therapy is based on a misguided theory with no scientific evidence. No evidence versus 500 different studies. Which one do you go by? The preponderance of evidence, overwhelming evidence, says this is a good thing for patients. Add the antioxidants during cancer therapy, compensate, get rid of those side effects. People come out of this much better if they take the antioxidants. That's what I recommend for you. We have more that you do not want to miss, I promise you, after these important messages. We'll be right back.
May savings time is here again with our annual cancer-free celebration.
Cindy and I would like to thank you for your continued support of our efforts here at Your Health Television and at BioInnovations.
We understand you must be very careful with your budget, so we're offering you the best prices of the year on many of your favorite supplements for the entire month of May. And shipping is free on all orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
Perhaps you've heard about many of these supplements and wondered if they'd help you. Now's a great time to give them a try.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients and Noni Natural Skincare are up to 50% off. Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still half price by the case. And many other products you've grown to trust are up to 30% off.
May is a great time to stock up on your favorites.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
I'm Dr. Becker, and this is Your Health at a Glance. Are you one of the millions of Americans who are at risk for heart problems? If your diet is like the average American's, you're getting far more sodium than your body needs, and this may create serious problems for your heart. A new study from the Netherlands showed that a diet high in salt not only increases blood pressure to dangerous levels, it also causes damage to your blood vessels. To To avoid these problems, you need to avoid foods that are high in salt, such as preserved and prepared foods like frozen dinners, canned soups and other canned foods, cured meats such as lunch meat, hot dogs, bacon and sausage, condiments and sauces such as soy sauce, teriyaki sauce, and spaghetti sauce, and snack foods such as salted nuts, pretzels, and chips. Eat fresh fruits and vegetables, fresh meats, poultry, fish, and other salt-free alternatives. As you decrease your intake of salt, your desire for salty foods will eventually be reduced. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Becker.
Are you one of the 62 million Americans suffering from gastrointestinal problems? Do you struggle with other chronic conditions? That's why we offer Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics.
After years of research, we developed a revolutionary probiotic formula with GastroDefense technology. This system protects the good bacteria from stomach acid so the probiotics reach the intestines where they go to work. Additionally, we use live count technology to prolong the shelf life of the probiotics, so there's no need for refrigeration.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics is a powerful combination and one of the most effective formulas available today. And we offer a children's chewable formula too, both at prices you can afford. Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128. Welcome back, everyone. We're having a great discussion on the amazing flavonoid curcumin. Just before the break, we were talking about the effects of curcumin and nutritionally support for the cancer patient. This is amazing. So, Richard, when you start talking about cancer, of course, it's a wide variety of diseases. And from a layperson's viewpoint, you just think cancer and you don't stop to think about all, they're so varied and the treatments are so varied. So let's talk about the types of cancer that can be nutritionally supported with curcumin.
We have scientific evidence that curcumin may benefit carcinomas, sarcomas, lymphomas, and leukemias. That's basically all the categories of the cancers. This includes neuroblastomas, head and neck tumors, tongue and oral cavity tumors, cancers of the esophagus, breast, liver, and biliary tract, the pancreas, colorectal, prostate, quite a bit on the prostate in curcumin, multiple myeloma. There are people who have entered their story in the internet and they claim that they're in remission from myeloma from purely and only taking curcumin. Now, I can't attest to it, but they've gone online and said these things, and it gets your attention, and there is evidence, scientific evidence. So multiple myeloma, there's some evidence that improves that. Obesity-related tumors, which are primarily of the intestinal tract, and of course metastasis from solid tumors. All of these, we have scientific literature that there's a benefit. Reduced side effects from chemotherapy, reduced side effects from radiation therapy, and very few side effects. You would have to consume so much curcumin before you had any side, and it would mostly be, I just ate too much, I'm a little queasy from it. Nothing like what the chemotherapy would do at all. All right, we're done with the cancer part. Let's go to the brain health, the anti-Alzheimer's disease, anti-dementia effect of curcumin. It works to protect our brain because it has strong anti-inflammatory activity. It removes toxins out of the brain and is a powerful free radical scavenger. Curcumin supports the brain by lessening inflammation. Inflammation is strongly linked to the neurodegenerative diseases. Now, regions of the brain that are inflamed cause different conditions. For example, Parkinson's is associated with inflammation of the midbrain. Alzheimer's is associated with inflammation of the hippocampus, the frontal and parietal lobes. You calm those areas of inflammation, you calm your risk and the progression of these terrible neurodegenerative diseases. And there's quite a long list of ALS, Parkinson's, Lewy body dementia, hypertensive dementia. There's a long list of these. And what they have in common is they're all based in inflammation, but at different areas of the brain. Curcumin goes to all areas of the brain, so it has the potential to help all of them. Inflammation of the brain is often due to the brain's immune cells, the microglia, trying to fight off other issues, such as the plaques that form from Alzheimer's disease, viruses, or heavy metals. They trigger this inflammation, and the microglia are trying to get rid of, the immune cells of the brain are trying to get rid of it. It initiates this inflammatory response, and it's doing more harm than good. We can calm that down with curcumin. Dr. Blaylock, who's been on this program many times, neurosurgeon, he's retired now, a lifetime of learning. He has said curcumin has shown itself to be the king of the anti-inflammatory substances for the brain, equal to the most powerful prescription drugs. Powerful antioxidant, inhibits lipid peroxidation, chelates iron and other toxic metals that promote these neurodegenerative disease. Curcumin lowers inflammation by, science knows how it works. Get this, inhibition of lipid peroxidation of the omega-6 fatty acids. It chelates the iron, gets it out, strong promoter of inflammation in the iron when you have too much. It's when you have too much, not normal amounts. Other heavy metals while inhibits microglial inflammation. Curcumin supports the brain by also reducing the amyloid form. You know, the amyloid plaques of Alzheimer's, this is what we're talking about, the essence of Alzheimer's. It reduces amyloid formation by 8 different mechanisms. I find it amazing the scientists have the dedication, patience, and the brilliance to figure this all out. You know, this is amazing stuff, folks. And I'm glad we have them because so many people suffer with the dementia. It's just so cruel. A lifetime of learning, wisdom, acquired skills from hard work, and these diseases take that away from us. So thank goodness for our scientists. Populations, as we mentioned, who consume the curcumin, the turmeric spice, 1/4 the rate of Alzheimer's disease. Recent human studies show that curcumin reduces the amyloid plaques of Alzheimer's disease. Seniors who ingest curcumin on a daily basis score better on mental assessment exams. Add vitamin D to the curcumin, the mentation preservation is even better. Now, this is very important because we get many calls and many people are very concerned. I want to keep my mental faculties until I'm 95. I want to stay independent, I want to live on my own, and I do too. And I want to do that for you. So how do we do that? This is the result of my 40 years of research and reading and studying and working with humans. Here's my plan. Write this down. You don't need an office visit with Dr. Becker to get this plan. I'm going to give it to you right now. First is curcumin. Next is vitamin D. Next is magnesium, fish oil, and the B vitamins. Supplement those. I'm going to say it again. Magnesium, curcumin, vitamin D, fish oil, B vitamins. Then we exercise on a regular basis. We socialize, person-to-person contact. And I don't think cell phone is quite enough. That's part of it. You can do some on cell phone, but get in the presence of a human and look them in the eye. You know, there's a difference there, and it matters. Next is mental challenges, and it goes beyond just adding up your checkbook, but that's good too. Learn new skills. Do new things. Learn how to quilt. Ladies, have you always wanted to learn how to quilt? Men, maybe you've always wanted to learn how to do gunsmithing. Well, you take a course. Challenge yourself mentally. This is how we keep our faculties well into our senior years. Curcumin also helps to preserve brain function by improving circulation. This is a major part of its effect. Let's see. If the insult occurs, let's talk about this. Curcumin protects from ischemia-induced damage. Have you heard of stroke? Blocked blood flow to the brain. This leads to death of brain parts. This is what a stroke. And then we can't move our left side or our right side. We can't speak. You know, we all have seen a stroke. It's devastating. It is the #1 cause of chronic disability in America after spine injuries and this type of thing. It's a leading cause of prolonged suffering in America and around the world, stroke. So here's what happens. Curcumin keeps the blood vessels open and flowing. It counters endothelial dysfunction, the brain center of the artery. It normalizes its function so the blood flows. If a stroke does happen, it reduces the damage from the stroke by up to 50%. It's such a powerful antioxidant. It counters the toxic substances of ischemia so effectively, your stroke risk is reduced, but the damage by as much as 50%, especially if you have good magnesium levels going during a stroke. We want to prevent the stroke, but let's be realistic. They happen. They sure do. Having a good antioxidant load on as a daily basis with your supplement plan will reduce the damage done by these strokes. That is profound. Cultures that consume turmeric, 1/4 the rate of Alzheimer's disease. See, little strokes are a cause of Alzheimer's disease and dementia too. These little bitty strokes that add up to big strokes. See, that's how that works. So this is really something that is just tremendous, tremendous. Here's another area of research, spinal cord injuries. We hear of people who sever their spinal cord, have damaged the spinal, they're paralyzed, and we just beg and beg for new research and progress on this. Here, curcumin improves nerve function after spinal cord injury. The brain reacts to injury the same way, the spinal cord the same way. Less damage if there's spinal cord injury if you're on curcumin. That's quite remarkable. Now, we're going to go to the break, but we have oxidative stress in the brain when we return.
May Savings Time is here again with our annual cancer-free celebration.
Cindy and I would like to thank you for your continued support of our efforts here at Your Health Television and at BioInnovations.
We understand you must be very careful with your budget, so we're offering you the best prices of the year on many of your favorite supplements for the entire month of May. And shipping is free on all orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
Perhaps you've heard about many of these supplements and wondered if they'd help you. Now's a great time to give them a try.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients and Noni Natural Skincare are up to 50% off. Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still half price by the case. And many other products you've grown to trust are up to 30% off.
May is a great time to stock up on your favorites.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker for Your Health at a Glance. Are you one of the 25 million Americans who suffer from an autoimmune disease such as rheumatoid arthritis or lupus? Autoimmune diseases are caused by a misdirected immune system that attacks the patient as though their own cells are a foreign invader. You can manage the symptoms of an autoimmune disease by living a healthy lifestyle. Here's a strategy. Avoid unnecessary exposure to pollutants and chemicals. Eat a simple organic-based diet free of junk food, low in sugar and food additives. Avoid foods that seem to cause flare-ups of your disease and stay active and exercise. Scientific research shows natural agents are of great benefit to the autoimmune disease patient. Yogurt helps to maintain normal bowel flora. Fish and flaxseed oil and noni juice calm inflammation. Vitamins and minerals provide nutrients for proper immune function. Keep fighting and don't ever give up. A positive attitude can make each day a little better. Is your life out of balance? It may be. The average American consumes far too many omega-6s and not enough omega-3s. This creates an imbalance.
So what can we do to get back in balance? We can eat a healthy diet.
And most of us need to supplement with omega-3 rich fish oil. Fish oil contains omega-3s with DHA and EPA, fatty acids that promote good brain and heart health. So reduce omega-6 in your nutritional plan and boost omega-3 to get back in balance.
To help you do that, BioInnovations offers two products, the Fish Oil Complex and Omega 369, both formulated for your health and well-being. So how do you choose? For highest levels of DHA and EPA, choose the Fish Oil Complex. For a balanced formula, choose the 369. Go online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. We're back, everybody. If you're just joining us, we're having a great discussion today on the amazing flavonoid curcumin. And to help you, I have a great announcement for you. It is May Savings Celebration at BioInnovations. I mean, it is the best time of the year to stock up and get the supplements you need to stay healthy. Great, great prices and free shipping on orders over $50. Of course, that's in the mainland U.S. For outside the mainland USA, and that is Hawaii and Alaska, just give us a call. Still make it affordable for you. Great time to get what you need. So, Richard, curcumin in the brain.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Yes.
Now I have a question.
Right.
When you hear people talk about brain support and things, there's always that question about, well, how does that element really get to the brain? Does curcumin actually get to the brain?
Right in there.
Awesome.
It absolutely gets right into the brain work and go into the tissues and do its magic right there. It's really quite remarkable. Curcumin supports the brain by lowering oxidative stress from a variety of sources, such as heavy metal overload, iron overload in the brain. You know, hemochromatosis is a cause of dementia, and if you're accumulating too much iron, it can do you great damage. So curcumin helps to counter that. It chelates that iron and pulls it out. It also helps increase the glutathione levels in the brain itself. It diminishes damage in the hippocampus from pesticides. Do you live on a farm surrounded by spraying of pesticides on a regular basis? You ever wonder what that's going to do to you over time? Well, the epidemiologists know. It increases your risk of brain disease. And cancer. Get on things to help counter that and get away from it as best you can, of course. And they know that, see, here's the amazing thing. This isn't speculation. This is based, every one of these statements is based on a scientific study, sometimes multiple studies. They know the mechanism by how it works, too. Also, the aging brain produces less energy that can repair itself. Less energy, more trouble that builds up. And curcumin increases the brain energy by an astounding 158%, according to this one study. An energetic brain is less likely to be depressed and have emotional conflicts and insomnia and all the things that go along with a stressed brain. So, and the clinical studies support that. Curcumin helps with depression as well. Abundant energy flow. We've also learned that if you take an antidepressant like Prozac or something like that, if you take curcumin with it, it works better. It absolutely works better. Isn't that something? All right, let's go to the heart and the vascular tree. Curcumin lowers cholesterol, triglyceride levels, oxidative plaque formation. It improves the endothelial function, helps the artery to work better so blood flows without resistance. It improves heart failure and it decreases reperfusion injury. Curcumin exerts anti-inflammatory effects on the human, and they know how it does it through the macrophage. Every one of these, the mechanism has been elucidated and it all makes perfect sense. It matches with previous research. It's consistent and acceptable. Thailand, a major hospital in Thailand did a study. 4 grams of curcumin given to patients who are going to receive a coronary artery bypass graft, CABG as they call it in the OR for quick. 4 grams led to a 65% lower heart attack rate during the surgical procedure. And because of the reperfusion injury and the powerful antioxidant, the opening up of the blood, 65% lower risk of heart attack. That's worth doing with this is a 50-cent pill. Any drug that did that, which I don't know of any, that's a $50 a pill medicine. Use these naturals. It's really quite amazing. Peking University in China, curcumin uses a never-before-described mechanism to protect from endothelial dysfunction. You can't get it anywhere. No drug has this. Only curcumin can do that. Isn't that amazing? And the whole entire world is fascinated with curcumin. An explosion of data. I can't keep up with it. But it's so fascinating, it makes it easier. The study's much easier when it's fascinating. What about diabetes and the liver? Multiple studies now show curcumin protects the liver by reducing liver fibrosis, removing toxins and medications that may accumulate in the liver. You know, your liver is the main organ of excretion along with the kidneys and the intestinal tract. Reduces blood glucose injury to the liver, the fattiness of the liver that leads to cirrhosis in some. It regulates blood glucose better and triglycerides levels better. It decreases insulin resistance. It decreases inflammation in the liver. It reduces free radical damage to the kidneys in diabetes. It improves immunity in the diabetic. It improves diabetic wound healing. There's quite a bit of research on diabetic wound healing in curcumin. And you don't have to apply it topically where it would stain. Systemic effect improves the wound closure, wound healing in the diabetic wounds. When combined with vitamin D, it protects from muscle wasting and muscle damage of diabetes. Vitamin D with curcumin is one of the most remarkable combinations we have in the natural world. And we'll give you some other conditions in a minute here that respond beautifully to vitamin D with curcumin. It also lowers the risk of developing diabetes. Next, curcumin in the lungs. Curcumin improves lung function in cystic fibrosis patients. It thins the mucus making it easier to expectorate. If you have cystic fibrosis or have someone you love who does, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They can clean those secretions out much easier when they take some curcumin every day. And it won't interact with transplant medicines. You know, if you have a lung transplant or a cystic fibrosis, you don't want to take anything that interact with those medicines. No, 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 no. Curcumin's fine. Turmeric, the spice. Ask your doctor, can I have turmeric? Can I have a little curry on my food? He says, sure, that's no problem. That means you can have curcumin, okay? In the lungs, we're talking about that curcumin reverses the cellular and structural changes caused by chronic asthma. Did you get that? Eventually, with asthma, the airways just close. Gets harder and harder and harder. Chronic recalcitrant asthma. We've never found anything that reverses that until they studied curcumin. It opens them back up over time. It doesn't happen overnight, but it actually can help to restore improved lung function in the chronic asthmatic patient. We need to spend considerable time on curcumin and pain and inflammation because so many of you are hurting and you need relief when we come back. Vitamin D deficiency is at epidemic levels in the United States. Chances are you aren't getting enough of this essential nutrient. Vitamin D is one of the most important molecules in the human body. It's required for the proper function of nearly 4,000 genes and 1,000 metabolic chemical reactions.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's BioNutrients Vitamin D3. Now, supplementing with vitamin D is safe and affordable.
Studies show that vitamin D deficiency can lead to poor immune function, depression, cardiovascular disease, bone disease, diabetes, cancer, and much more. Starting supplementing vitamin D today for better health tomorrow.
BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. So give us a call at 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net. Here is our hope for you today. I'm Cindy Becker. Christian counselor Dr. Henry Brandt wrote, "To dwell above with the saints we love, that will be grace and glory. But to live below with the saints we know, well, that's another story." Throughout our lives, we encounter difficult people. These souls challenge the best of us. But the Apostle Paul suggested that we maintain our grace in spite of the actions of others. Paul wrote, "If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone." Paul acknowledged it may not be possible in all cases, but we should still do our best. Try to look at difficult people through Christ's eyes. Remember His sacrifice was for everyone, even those saints we know who challenge us. I'm Cindy Becker. This is our hope for you today. May Savings Time is here again with our annual Cancer-Free Celebration.
Cindy and I would like to thank you for your continued support of our efforts here at Your Health Television and at BioInnovations.
We understand you must be very careful with your budget, so we're offering you the best prices of the year on many of your favorite supplements for the entire month of May. And shipping is free on all orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
Perhaps you've heard about many of these supplements and wondered if they'd help you. Now's a great time to give them a try.
Dr. Becker's BioNutrients and Noni Natural Skincare are up to 50% off. Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still half price by the case. And many other products you've grown to trust are up to 30% off.
May is a great time to stock up on your favorites.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. We're back, everyone. Just a little reminder, I've got to let you know it is May Savings Celebration at BioInnovations, and what a good time we are having. Great time, great prices, and free shipping on orders over $50. Of course, that's the mainland USA, so don't miss out on that one. So, Richard, curcumin, we could do this all day. It's so
we really
amazing.
could. There's so much to know. so much.
And every time I hear this, I learn more. This is amazing.
I do too. I may have said this 10 times, but I learned something every time I say it
Right.
again. That's how learning is, you know.
I know, and I don't think of curcumin as for pain, but yet it does.
Is it ever? Is it ever?
Yeah.
Curcumin has anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving properties equal to steroids and the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen, Celebrex, that type of thing. You know, the aspirin-type products. Equal to, but what makes it better is no side effects, no stomach irritation, no liver toxicity, kidney toxicity, none of that, none of that. Curcumin blocks inflammatory pathways associated with tendinitis, having trouble with chronic tendinitis in the elbow and the shoulder, bicep. Get on the curcumin. You might be surprised how much better it feels in a month or so. Curcumin reduces pain, inflammation, and the autoimmune response through 2 different pathways, and they've clarified what that is. Curcumin works better than non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs for rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid works better than methotrexate. That's one of the autoimmune disease drugs. Curcumin relieves osteoarthritis pain by a unique mechanism. You can't get it through a drug. It does it uniquely. So that means if you add the drug, if you're really in bad pain, you can have the ibuprofen with the curcumin and you're really going to get some quick, good results. And then you can get off the medicine sooner than you would have normally. Curcumin, 2 grams of curcumin equals about 800 milligrams of ibuprofen. That's the prescription strength of ibuprofen without a prescription. See? Curcumin equals 2 grams of curcumin equals 800 milligrams of ibuprofen. What about the kidneys? In chronic kidney disease, we have tremendous accumulation of free radicals, reactive oxygen species, and it acts to continue the damage to the kidneys. Curcumin is one of the most effective antioxidants for the chronic kidney disease patient. And you don't have to worry about toxic accumulation of a drug or anything like that in the kidney failure cases. Dr. Rich Schneider writes about it in his book, What You Must Know About Kidney Disease, endorsed by a nephrologist. That's as good as an endorsement I can give you for curcumin in the diabetic kidney, the hypertensive kidney, renal dialysis case. Please get Dr. Rich Schneider's books and read them if you have kidney disease. There's so much more you can do to help yourself. How about the intestinal tract? Inflammatory bowel disease. When we combine curcumin with mesalamine, one of the main drugs we use to calm inflammatory bowel disease, it makes the drug work much better. It helps to heal up the inflamed intestine. It restores the barrier to the gut. And this can be used for anything from an acute infectious diarrhea scenario to irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, very helpful in the inflamed intestinal tract. How about some different types of things, unusual things? Curcumin is effective against 14 different strains of Candida, so you'll get a good anti-Candida and yeast remedy with your supplement plan as well. Curcumin improves antibiotic activity against Staph aureus, and you can do this systemically. It's that powerful. Take the pill. It gets on the little staph spots on your skin. You know how you can get those, especially kids in the gym, you know? This is a real problem in athletics. Curcumin improves antibiotic activity against Staph aureus. Your medicines will work better. It reduces the formation of biofilms. Did you have a hip joint replacement and there's an infection in there and the doctor says, well, you've been on antibiotics for 3 months, it's not working. Why does it not work? Because these germs make a biofilm. It's like shellacking the joint, and that protects the bacteria from the antibiotic medicine. Curcumin dissolves that biofilm. It's worth a try. The science says it may work for you. It's better than having the whole hip joint redone. Let's try it. Let's see if it doesn't help with that chronic infection. Biofilms, impressive. Curcumin also protects against iron overload. Arsenic-associated DNA damage can be treated with curcumin. It's a wonderful chelator. I don't know how else to say it. Copper overload, cadmium overload. Smokers, pay attention. Cadmium is what's destroying your lungs. That's in the smoke. They've pretty well proven this now, so you can reduce that cadmium level with curcumin. It's a great chelator. Regresses endometriosis. You know anybody, you have a loved one with endometriosis, they're suffering, so curcumin with vitamin D. Give them a good solid dose. You know, you want the blood level to be up around 60 or so. That takes 3, 5, 7,000 international units of vitamin D3 a day with 4 curcumin soft gels every day. Give it a couple cycles. you're going to see smiles again. Vitamin D, curcumin for endometriosis. It works. Please try it. That's a terrible condition. There's so much pain and suffering due to it. Get on the curcumin and vitamin D. Let's see, COX-2 inhibitor we talked about. We have a couple new ones that have just come in. Curcumin taken for 3 cycles reduces PMS scores by 60%. This is brand new, 2015, and they did a study that proved how the mechanism does it. Curcumin in PMS, curcumin in psoriasis, moderate to severe psoriasis with light exposure, not ultraviolet, just curcumin and light exposure. It regressed all of the moderate to severe plaques to none of them were moderate to severe anymore. They're all mild. That is amazing. Curcumin, light exposure, and psoriasis. Take the vitamin D pill too with that, because vitamin D is shown to help psoriasis. Double-blind placebo-controlled curcumin reduces oxidative stress in both the diabetic and non-diabetic. We talked about that earlier, but a 2016 double-blind study proves it again. This is multiple studies now. One more. This one's amazing. Double-blind study, 96 seniors at heightened risk for dementia. Those who took the curcumin showed no mental decline over a 2-year period. Those who took the placebo, mental decline. Brain preservation. How can you argue with that? All right, let's go to our break. We'll be back for the wrap-up in just a moment.
May savings time is here again with our annual cancer-free celebration.
Cindy and I would like to thank you for your continued support of our efforts here at Your Health Television and at BioInnovations.
We understand you must be very careful with your budget, so we're offering you the best prices of the year on many of your favorite supplements for the entire month of May. And shipping is free on all orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
Perhaps you've heard about many of these supplements and wondered if they'd help you. Now's a great time to give them a try.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients and Noni Natural Skincare are up to 50% off. Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still half price by the case. And many other products you've grown to trust are up to 30% off.
May is a great time to stock up on your favorites.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker for Your Health at a Glance. More and more people suffer from asthma. One cause is obvious. The world is a polluted place, and the air we breathe is not always healthy. But other causes of asthma aren't as obvious. Recent research connects a poor quality, high sugar diet and the frequent use of antibiotics to higher rates of asthma and cases of asthma that are tougher to treat. A fast food diet does not meet our nutritional needs. Plus, the indiscriminate use of antibiotics can seriously disturb the delicate balance of healthy microbes in our intestinal tract. So switch to a garden fresh diet that calms and prevents asthma. Eat fruit-like veggies such as tomatoes, cucumbers, and eggplant. Eat yogurt, ginger, turmeric, and take fish oil. Nature holds the answer, but it's up to us to make healthy choices. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker. For thousands of years, Eastern health practitioners have used mushrooms for a variety of treatments.
And recently, scientists everywhere in the world have turned to mushrooms in search of health-promoting compounds.
These are known as medicinal mushrooms. Among some of the most potent are ABM, maitake, reishi, shiitake, and cordyceps sinensis.
At BioInnovations, we've made available 4 of the most powerful mushrooms in one easy-to-use formula. We call it the Mushroom Complex. We also offer the amazing mushroom Cordyceps sinensis in a standalone formula.
Cordyceps helps boost energy, an amazing discovery now used in both Eastern and Western medicine. So take advantage of thousands of years of health knowledge.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. Your Health is brought to you by BioInnovations, trusted products for your health and well-being. We're back, everyone. Just got a little quick reminder. It is May Savings Celebration at Bioinnovation, so don't miss it. Free shipping on orders over $50 in the mainland USA. Great time to get the curcumin to keep your brain healthy. So, Richard, you've got a few more studies, just a few.
I just want to, we covered so much material, and just a quick review of what we know so far about curcumin. Improves breast infection pain. You know, after having a baby, maybe there's an infection gets in the breast and you want to breastfeed baby, curcumin will help that. Improves cognitive function in seniors, helps maintain brain power, reduces post-op pain, improves bile flow. This is so important for detoxification, improves bile flow, improves ulcerative colitis, intestinal function in inflammatory bowel disease. It's a better anti-inflammatory and antioxidant than the statin drugs, better. You're going to get more benefits from taking this, including heart health, than the statin drugs. Very helpful in maintaining PSAs in prostate cancer. Combined with regular exercise, improves stress test results in postmenopausal women, improves lichen planus. If you have it, you know it. It's a tough disease to deal with. Lichen planus. Curcumin helps it. And you don't have to stain the skin. Just take the pill. Take the pill. It's easy. Or use the turmeric spice, either way. Reduces MI rates, myocardial infarction rates, reduces the conversion from metabolic syndrome to diabetes, helps to prevent diabetes, stalls the progression of multiple myeloma, we talked about that, reduces radiation burns in breast cancer patients getting radiation, reduces the side effects of chemotherapy, provides better depression relief than Prozac. But if you want to take Prozac and add the curcumin, 20% improved Prozac response. It helps depression. Better brain energy. It helps. Improves anxiety and obesity. That's a brand new one. Implication for stress eaters. You know, you get an anxiety, stress, oh, I'm overeating, I eat, you know the routine. It helps with that. Isn't that fascinating? How that happens, we don't know, but they were able to prove it in a double-blind study. Reduces muscle soreness after aggressive workouts. If you're an elite athlete or wanna be an elite athlete, get on the antioxidants. You'll be able to train sooner after a hard workout because the soreness is less. And this is also true of other antioxidants. Curcumin is one of the best. Dosages anywhere from 500 milligram a soft gel a day up to 8 of these a day. There's no upper limit. You have to decide. Pray for guidance. If you're in a tough situation, you're fighting for your life, you're in chemotherapy and radiation, you may need to take 4 gel caps morning and evening. The gel caps are specially formulated to increase absorption. 800% improved absorption with these gel caps. That makes that very cost-effective option, doesn't it, Cindy?
It sure does.
When one pill equals 8 of some others, boy, I know what I'm going to do. I want it to get in me and get that level up and get the protection that this all provides for us. I think it's just wonderful. So the list is long. Cardiovascular disease, diabetes, heart attacks, cancer, arthritis, chronic pain, inflammatory bowel disease, kidney disease, menstrual difficulties, on and on and on. I can't keep up with it all, but we're trying. We're getting the information to you, and I hope you find it useful. It's part of my regular routine, and boy, does it make a difference for me. I feel it light up.
It does.
When I take it, my brain just, boy, I can talk better today. So I took mine before the show today, so I hope we're helping you with that.
That's right.
Curcumin, make it a part of your daily supplement plan. Well, folks, thank you for your kind attention today. We hope to see you here tomorrow on Your Health. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow right here on Your Health.